this year we've noticed a change of pace. What we found this year with the Future 100 2024 is quite exciting. I felt like the last few years there's been a lot of focus on how tech is really shaping our lives and changing, and not only that, it's really accelerating our lives. So we're doing a lot more. So in terms of activities, there's a lot more happening because we don't stop at home. There's a lot more that can be engaging because of technology. But this year we've noticed a change of pace. So there's been a very different tone and feel to the report. So when you flick through the report, even though technology is very much seeped throughout, the emphasis isn't on that. It's very much around slowing down, community coming together, and just having this need for a respite and recharge. So we have a trend in there called collective recharge. And I think that really sets the tone for the year ahead, where we're all looking to have this pause, have a breather, have this time to really think about how we want to ultimately shape and pursue the future. And that's quite a nice change from this constant talk about how trends are accelerating, how technology is really speeding up our lives. So I think this year is all about being more thoughtful. And when I spoke to someone else, they said, it sounds like we're going to have a lot of people who are going to be more philosophical, which I think so, because we're going to start thinking about bigger picture thoughts and really shape the future that we want. So there's a lot of trends that we have within the report, which nods to the sense of slowing down. And that doesn't just impact people as individuals, but also businesses also trying to reassess how they are as well. So we have a trend called slow beauty, and that really focuses on how a lot of businesses are thinking about their production line. So for them, it's not about having lots and lots of products to sell, but instead focusing on necessary products and highlighting the sort of quality of the products itself. But in addition, what connects all of this is that we're living longer lives as well. So we're living a lot longer. And with that, we want to be more considerate with if our lifespans are going to be much longer, how will that impact us in the future? So we want to again think about life not as something that you need to constantly be doing things, but instead where we need to just be a lot more thoughtful and healthy as well. So there's a lot more health factors that we're seeing when it comes to slowing down.
The next big thing is you.
Me? Really?
Yes, look at you. You're an artist.
So another macro trend we've noticed throughout the report is this sense of what we're calling emotioneering. So wanting to engage in all of our senses. Last year, we talked a lot about the joy economy. So this need for joy and positivity and uplift that people are looking for. And really, we see emotioneering as an evolution of that. So wanting to again feel positive, but not neglecting other emotions. So having the odd times when we're scared, or the times when we're surprised, or in awe or wonder of something that's happening, or places that we're visiting. So these are all emotional attributes that we want to tap into, and this is a great space for companies and brands to really lend a hand as well, because now that we're choosing to go out and engage with different activities and things, what will these experiences look like? So I think in terms of visiting stores of the future, perhaps there's more of a museum or experiential element that's can lend itself to making us feel in different ways. We have a trend in there called pro-social effervescence, which is about coming together with not necessarily people that you know, but you're coming together for a specific event with lots of people. You're sharing this one moment together. So whether it's the Big Quiet, they host mass meditations. Typically, when you think of meditation, it's something you do on your own. But what we're learning is when you meditate with others, it brings a different sense of being and belonging. Well, IKEA, for example, in Milan of last year, they hosted a rave. So they transformed a warehouse into a place where people can gather, and they hosted a rave. So I think things like that, where people can walk away and feel like they shared this experience together, has this positive impact to us. Artificial intelligence has really taken over headlines, and the joke is that we have a lot of AI content, but actually that's not true. So AI is something that we see as a tool that can assist probably larger trends that are happening. So for us, it's not necessarily AI that's the interesting factor, but rather what it's driving when it comes to humanity or the way we work or the future. We do have a trend in there called Generation AI, and it's a play on Generation Alpha and artificial intelligence. And it's looking at how this youngest of generations, so if we think about Generation Z, they were born as digital natives. Generation Alpha, we think of them as, sort of artificial intelligence natives. And with that, the way they think about artificial intelligence will be something that they can work with, that can help them with their lives. And perhaps much like how, Gen Zers and millennials created new jobs because of social media, I think Gen Alphas will be creating new jobs because of artificial intelligence. Identity economy is looking at how, partly because of artificial intelligence, partly because of how what we create online is becoming more and more sophisticated, we're able to create digital twins of ourselves or others. And it can be something positive, or it could be something that's used as deep fakes and it's not consented by the person. At the moment, there's a deep fake of Taylor Swift that is going online, and a lot of her fans are eager to, really drown that sort of deep fake versions of her. And I think identity economy is really addressing this situation that's happening right now that could get really out of control. So what does it mean to be human today?
No, don't worry.
Here we go.
The role of a brand over the past 10 years has evolved dramatically. And we even ran a survey asking people whether they think the role of a brand has changed. And overwhelmingly, people said over the past 5 years, they do believe the role of a brand has changed. And the top thing they think the brand has changed into, so moving away from offering a service or producing products for us to buy, the role of a brand has shaped into something where they can do something better for humanity and the world. Second, I think people said they want the brand to really focus on our health and how they can protect us when it comes to mental and physical health. And the third is education. So I think that shift from what a brand can represent and be is really exciting time, because a brand is no longer exclusively just doing one singular thing. It's doing something that can, it's almost being part of a community, part of this need of shaping the future and what we want to be. So I do think there is this humanization of a brand that's happening, and that has really transformed over these past 10 years. And it's been, I think, largely because of the younger generation demanding that.